Like most Americans, pizza's my favorite food, and I like it every way it comes. I've had great pizza, I've had good pizza. I've never had bad pizza because there isn't bad pizza. But one way I do like pizza that maybe a lot of people don't is cold. And I wanted to find out which place has the best cold pizza amongst the major brands in the United States. So I got pizza from the 5 biggest brands. I put them in the fridge and I tried each of them. And here are their rankings from worst to best. Let's see who has the best cold pizza.
At number 5, Little Caesars. And it was the cheapest pizza, which honestly helps it. And it was fairly good fresh, but once it got cold, it became a brick. Eating it was like trying to eat cement. I mean, I don't really know what it was about it. Like the crust and the lack of sauce with the cheaper cheese and the cheaper toppings. Once it got cold, it hardened. It became so difficult to eat. The flavor was still pretty good, and honestly, the value does help it, but cold, it's just bad. It's just bad. I don't know what to say. Don't eat this cold. Make sure you eat it fresh. Still a good value, but eat it fresh. At number 4, Pizza Hut. Now, I had low expectations for Pizza Hut. I haven't had it in years. I had no idea what it would be like cold. And I would say it actually exceeded my expectations because it wasn't. Like, I genuinely thought it was going to be last. It doesn't have a great flavor in general, and it's like a strong flavor at all. The toppings taste cheap. The cheese is like pretty good, I guess. The cheese is pretty good. The crust, though, the crust is not great cold. This isn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. Like, I would still eat it. It's definitely a step up from Little Caesars. Little Caesars was impossible to eat. This was possible to eat. That's an improvement. But the lack of flavor, which I think you can attribute to a low amount of sauce and bad crust, really makes this hard to do any better than 4. It's definitely worse than the next 3 by a pretty significant margin, to be honest. At number 3 was Marco's, and I don't know that I've ever had Marco's in my life before this. I maybe did like one time, I'm not sure. So I didn't know if this was going to be terrible or amazing, and I will say fresh, it was incredibly good. They use 2 different kinds of pepperonis. They also have this like garlic parmesan dust they use, and the crust was really good. But for some reason, as a cold pizza, it wasn't nearly as good. I think it was the amount of grease on the pizza, to be honest. Because once it got cold, obviously grease is going to be a lot less appetizing. And one of the kinds of pepperonis, I think the one that curled up a bit, just didn't taste good cold. It tastes a lot better warm. I thought this was going to be number 1 after I had it fresh. But cold, it's middle of the road. Definitely better than the other 2, but not amazing. At number 2, the biggest pizza chain in the United States, Domino's. And I'll be really honest, I didn't like Domino's fresh. I liked it more cold. That's weird, but it's true. I think the real reason is the garlic is intense with Domino's, and that carries over when it's cold as well. And it's just kind of like made to be leftover pizza, honestly. There's a lot of sauce, which helps a cold pizza a lot. The toppings taste solid when they're cold. You can just take this on the run. It's a good meal. I thought this was going to win this week, and that surprises me. But it was really, really good. It was first for a long time. I would highly recommend this as a cold pizza option. If I'm getting Domino's, I'm getting it to have leftovers. It is super good cold. At number 1, the best cold pizza, Papa John's. This stuff is awesome, and it's good fresh as well. It comes with a garlic dipping sauce, so that helps out when it's fresh. I didn't have any left over when it was cold. But it's just good. It's thin, the cheese is solid, the pepperonis taste great, there's enough sauce to make it palatable, the crust doesn't get hard, it doesn't get super chewy. I mean, this is really good. This is really good cold pizza. Like, I mean, I love this. I love it. There's not much more I can say. Like, it's definitely better than the other 4. The best 2 would be Domino's and Papa John's. Those are significantly better than the rest. Either one are solid, but this is a whole nother step up. I love it. It's good fresh. It's good leftover. It's all around the best cold pizza. It's number 1. You should really try it.